Okay. All right.
Okay. Let's see if I can find into my Google. Hmm. All right, you can start. I soon join on. Or you want me to actually start showing my video before?
No, no, miss. I just want to know you're not missing anything that I'm saying. If I should start. All right. All right. Cool.
Okay, okay.
So last week we spoke about the names of the keys on the piano,
Right.
and just to recap, let's just write out again the location for the
Mm-hmm.
different keys. Let's start with C. We could say C is where? To the
C C is to the left of
of
the first of the
of
two
the
black keys.
C is to the left of the two black keys. So there are some of the keys that we don't have to necessarily complicate the
And C to the
expression.
left of, I'm sorry,
Right?
of the first of the two black keys. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah. So if we say to the left of the two black keys, that will suffice. Right?
Okay.
D is in the
D is in the middle of the two black keys, between the two black keys. Is that less complicated?
yeah, that's fine. D is in the middle of the two black keys.
Great.
And let me just put these words, these numbers in brackets. So it looks a little presentable when we're reading it back. All right. And where could we say E is?
E is to the right of the two black keys.
Yep.
Yes, that's complicated.
All right. We can also give a simple definition for F. F is to the
F is to the left of the three black keys.
That's right. And for easy life, I go to B because B can also use a simple definition.
B
B
is to
is
the
to
right
the
of the three black keys.
Okay. And now the two keys that must be further defined with some more details. G,
Hmm. G is to the right of the first of the three black keys.
right, perfect. To the right of the first of the three uh, black keys. Let me just make this a little wider. And next we have A.
A is to the left of the A is to the left of the last of the third black of the three black keys.
Yep, that's perfect. Perfect. So we could say that two ways. We could say it's to the right of the second of the three or to the left of the third of the three. Perfect. We'll work
Okay.
with yours. The left of to the left of the second. No, you said of the third of the three black keys. There we go. And with that, we should be able to find all the keys accurately. So I'm going to go ahead and press a random key and you just tell me the name. So this will tell me if our last class was effective or we need to reteach that topic. Here we go.
Oh,
What's the name of this key?
C. Wait,
All
wait,
right.
wait. I saw the mouse pointing. Sorry. Let me
Yeah.
wait till it highlights. Okay.
All right. Next.
F.
Here.
A. D.
B as in bun or D as in dog?
D as in dog.
Okay.
B as in boy.
All right. Good job.
G as in goat.
All right. And let's look at the black keys. So we had said the black keys are called sharps and flats.
Mm-hmm.
So depending on what direction we're looking at or thinking about. So each of the black keys do actually have two names. What are the two names that we could give to this black key?
D sharp, E flat.
What about this one?
F sharp, G flat.
And what about this one?
A sharp, B flat.
And this one?
G sharp, A flat.
Perfect. All right, so it looks like we had a good class last time.
Yes.
Concepts understood. All right. Now, I'm gonna do something another way. I'm going to assign you the control of my mouse, and I need you to click on the key that I'm going to name. Just to re-emphasize, make sure that we have learned the concept. So if you move your mouse now, did you accept the control of the? You
I
should see.
didn't see it. I didn't see it.
All right, let
Can
me.
okay, I see it now.
Right. So I would like you to click on the keyboard on the piano for me. Click on D as in dog. Have to go up
Why
some more.
can't I use this mouse thing? Okay. So hard.
You're using the laptop or your phone?
Still using my phone because I'm still trying to connect it to my
Oh,
laptop.
that's probably why.
I'm like, why is it so hard?
Are you using it in portrait or landscape? Is it upright or across?
In portrait.
Try turning it across and turn on your auto rotation.
Yeah.
That should make the screen bigger.
Okay. Let me see if I can.
Alright, you found your way up to the piano. Now we need to get over to D.
How do I click though?
I mean, if you just touch the screen, yeah.
I did. Not doing what I tell it to do.
Alright, so let's change this then. Let me do something else since that's not working.
Um,
Alright, so just use the annotation tool then, and just put a mark on D.
undo.
D as in dog. So we could use anything, a line.
Is it me? Because I'm not seeing all that stuff. Okay. No. D as in dog.
Right. Okay.
There.
F. F as in fire.
As in fire.
Okay. Oh, you have a lot of markings there.
I'm sorry. I was trying to make it big.
All right. All right. Let's see if you can mark B flat.
B
Banana.
flat.
B flat.
B as in boy.
Right. Yes.
No.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you very much.
Oh my gosh.
So our work is done here. that's not what I wanted. So there we go.
Mm.
All right. So yeah, eventually I'm gonna clear the screen off, and of course you can feel free to recap this on the video. Okay, let's talk today about the treble clef, and God willing, we get to talk about the bass clef. So here is a manuscript, right, with these funny signs, interesting signs. We
Mhm.
have the bass clef and we also have the treble clef. So this one that we're looking at here is the treble clef. Let me write that here. Treble clef. I think it might be spelled with two B's. Treble clef. So this clef has to do with the higher sounds on the piano, the higher pitch. So if you think about the choir, the sopranos have a higher pitch than, say, the tenors, right? So the brothers would be considered tenors, and a lower voice tenor would be considered a baritone, and an even lower voice male would be considered as a bass. So the bass clef, are you there still? No. All right, I'll hang on until you get back. All right, are you back?
Sorry, the rain fell.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I was saying that the bass clef has to do with the lower sounds. So like the
Right.
brothers on the choir with a lower pitched voice, and then the treble clef has to do with the higher pitched sounds, like the sopranos. Right.
Right.
Okay. So then, higher pitched sounds are written on the treble clef, and we have 5 lines, and in
Mm-hmm.
between the 5 lines there are 4 spaces. Right. Let me just make this a little bigger on the screen. One moment. All right. So we count the lines from the bottom to the top.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So here we have the first line, second line, third line, fourth line, and the fifth line at the top.
Mm-hmm.
And down here again, in between the line, we have that white space. So that's the first space, second space, third space, and the fourth space. All right, cool so far?
Right.
All right, very simple concept. Now, each line has a name. Of course, what I'm putting on the line now, these are called notes. There are different types of notes. We'll come to that in a moment. So there are notes that look like this. There are notes that look like this. There are notes that look like that. There are some notes that look like that. Right? But let's not be too concerned about those as yet. We'll just use something real simple. What we're going to focus on is the lines. So if a note is on the line, notice the center of the line is going through, well, the line is going through the center of the note. This lets us know that this note is sitting on the first line. Any note that is on the first line is called E. All right.
All right.
Any note that is on the second line is called G. Any note that is on the third line is called B.
All right.
Any note that is on the fourth line is called D. Any note that is on the fifth line is called F.
Mhm.
So they have developed an acronym to help us to memorize these notes. Trying to see if I can adjust this to get all of this in one line. Let's see. It's not working right now, so let's work with it the way it is. Alright, so here is the acronym. I'm going to create a line, another text line below this. Every good boy deserves favor. Alright. So of course I could do the same thing using different types of notes, and I could perhaps get more to hold. So let me do this again. I want to get more notes holding in one line. Alright. Wait. E, G, B, D. Oh, why do I have two D's? So this one, let's delete this. I'm just trying to organize it in such a way that it goes right across the screen. B, D, F. Alright, so are you with me so far? I don't know which one of the devices you want to use for
I'm
your
sorry,
song.
with you. I'm so
Okay.
sorry.
Alright, so every good. Okay, what's going on with this thing? Okay, there we go.
Every good boy deserves favor. Yeah.
Alright, so those are the notes for the treble clef lines. Now let's have a look at the spaces.
Okay.
I'm going to remove this because this is bothering me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add something here Of course, this is a software that you can also download for free. This is called Muse Score, and I'm using version 3.
Okay.
So eventually I'll give you assignments to compose music and so on using this software. All right, now at the top we have the lines. We're going to look at the spaces. Now the spaces spell a part of your body, the most obvious part of your body that is seen whenever somebody sees you. That's your face.
Right.
So what do we have? We have the first line is F. Sorry, the first space
Thank you. Mhm.
is F. Second space is A. The third space is C. And the
Mhm.
fourth space is E, thus completing the spelling of the word face. Any questions so far?
Not yet.
All right. Right. Now let's look at the bass clef. So I'm gonna go ahead and change this to the bass clef. Now the bass clef looks
Mhm.
like a C turned backwards. So you can see the difference between the bass clef sign and the treble clef
Mhm.
sign.
Right.
So let's do the same thing. We have 5 lines. Line number 1, line number 2, line number 3, line number 4, and line number 5. We also have 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So then, let's label them. The first line for the bass clef, and the bass clef is usually played by your left hand on the piano or keyboard. Treble clef is
Mhm.
usually played by the right hand.
Right.
I say
Okay.
usually because as you go along and get more advanced, there are exceptions to the rule. But this is music, just like cooking, you have the
Right.
standard rules, but then as you get more advanced, you can experiment and create your own flavors. Something like that. All right,
Right.
so we have the first line, that is G. Then we have the second line, that is B. Next D. Next F. And the final one is A. So usually they say musicians that are good at music are generally very brilliant because it requires a lot of concentration. Because first thing you're noticing, the lines on the bass clef are not exactly the same order as the lines on the treble clef. The treble clef
Mhm.
starts with E, but the bass clef starts with G.
See. Mhm.
The treble clef ends on an F, and the bass clef ends on an A. But there is a little similarity because the starting of the note may be different, but as you progress
They
to the
progress the
next
same.
letter, it's the same order. GBD,
Mhm.
see, GBD. So what happens
Mhm.
is the bass clef starts on the same letter as the second letter of the treble clef, and then it
Mhm.
continues in the same pattern going up. GBDF, GBDF, and then that one extra is A.
Okay. Always.
Now let's look at the spaces. You're going to find the same sort of idea. The first space is
A,
A. Then,
C,
then
E,
E. And the last one is
G.
actually a G. Alright, sounds like you had some knowledge of this as well.
A little bit. Just a little bit.
Alright, cool. Alright, so there we have it. So we have the treble clef lines, and here we have the treble clef spaces. And down here we have the bass clef lines and spaces. Any question?
Not quite. Not yet.
Alright, good. So that's about it where this is concerned. So I just need you to make sure you commit this to memory in a permanent way so that you are able to identify the notes based on where they fall.
Okay. Will do.
Alright, now we're going to talk about something else. So let me I'm going to go ahead and create another page here. And this page we're going to now be talking about chords. And this time I'm going to use the grand staff. Now the grand staff is a combination of both the treble clef and the bass clef. So they are to be played together. Notice they are bound by this curly bracket. So they are read and played together at the same time. So again, multitasking is necessary. So this is how you have to read this, both clefs at the same time as the music progresses. All right, so then, in fact, let me say scales and chords. The first scale we're going to look at is the scale of C major. Alright, okay, I need to put the notes in first before I can label it. Alright, so we already know where C is. As you can see, once I put the notes in, it highlights it on the screen as well. So that's C. Next, I'm going to go up in order. So I'm going to D, I'm going to E, into F, G, A, B, and C. Then I'm going to go in reverse order. C, B, A, G, F, E, D, and C. Let's listen to this again. This is a nice thing about this app. It can play the music for you. Sorry, I don't want it to highlight the keys on this. Alright. Alright, now let's talk about your fingers. You have 5 fingers on your right hand and 5
Right.
fingers on your left hand.
Yes.
Alright. Now each finger is assigned a number. Your thumb is assigned number 1. Your fingers. And your pinky, number 5. Alright? So, for the right hand, of course, I'm going to send you a video so you can practice this.
Oh, is it though? Oh, I'm sorry. I raised my hand.
Say again?
You.
Oh, go ahead.
Raising hand. Is it the? I think we spoke about this the last class.
Oh, we did that as well.
Is
Okay.
it with the contrary motion? You know, 1, 2, 3, 1,
Up.
2, 3, 4, 5, and
Perfect.
then the left hand is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Yes,
Perfect.
yes, we did that last class. Yeah.
Awesome. Alright, so we can fast forward to chords then. Let me just write in the numbers. Oh, you have another point?
Yes, we had homework.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And your homework was to
First,
play the scale for me?
yes, in play it straight and in contrary motion, and I was supposed to research the 3 primary chords in the C key.
Alright. So let's hear your playing.
Okay, let me mute this.
Are you ready? Wait. If you are playing, I'm not hearing it. You're raising a hand? Sister Camille, are you there?
I don't think you're hearing me.
Oh,
I was here because
alright.
I was trying to
Just
connect with my.
use one of the devices because I'm getting the sound double.
Yeah, but you can't hear me from my laptop. That's the thing. Because I was playing with just the laptop audio and you're not hearing me at all.
Oh, I see. It's okay. Try to mute your phone and just talk on the laptop. Let me see if I can hear you talking.
I was doing that, but then I didn't hear you at all. Like you just weren't responding. But I'm
Okay.
going into my audio settings because I see a orange triangle there.
All right. So there's a problem.
Yeah, same as system. I don't know if I should do same as test speaker audio options. Um, all right, let me see if I can join with the audio now. Hearing me?
Yes. Mute the phone and let me see if I can still hear you.
Hear you. Okay.
All right. Start now. Well, I'm not hearing you. So unless there's a damage with your mic. Not hearing. So if you go to the audio settings and you're talking, you should see some movement. There's a light there that moves while you're talking. And even just in a regular Zoom, if your mic is on, you should see a little green thing inside of the mic going up and down. So if you don't see that, it probably means it's not working. So what you may have to do with this assignment then is just send me a recording via WhatsApp.
Okay, no problem.
All right. Yeah, I can see the movement on your mic on the phone, but the other one is at a standstill. All right.
Okay.
So, given that we have covered the foundation as far as the scale is concerned, let's look at the chords. Did you do any research on the primary chords in the key of C?
Yes. Um, the the primary chords in the key of C, well, you said three primary,
All right.
is C,
Mm-hmm.
F,
Mm-hmm.
and G.
All right. Good job.
So for those chords, it would be for C would be C, E, G.
Okay. All right. So let me
I
put
don't need to
that.
say anymore, do I?
Let me put that on the staff now. So we have C, E, and G. And we have, what are the notes for the F major chord?
I'm sorry?
What are the notes that make up the three notes or the three keys that make up the F major chord? So just like C, the C major chord consists of C, E, and G. What does the F major consist of? F.
Oh, F, A, and C.
Good job. And what does the G major chord consist of?
Um, G,
Mhm.
E, B as in boy,
Mhm.
and D as in dog.
Good job. All right, there you have it. Those are the three primary chords. All right, now I'm going to take this a step further. So with the three primary chords, we can sort of play several basic choruses and so on. But I want to take you beyond basic, and I want to expand you so that you are able to play more songs than just the basic. So I want to expose you to what they call the diatonic chords in the key of C. And diatonic is just a fancy word that really means the chords are formed based on the notes of the major scale, which is why we did the major scale first. All right.
Right.
So let me remove the F chord and the G chord and the C chord, and I'm going to rewrite them using another type of note so that we can put more notes in one measure. Let's go back. But I don't want it. So by the way, you notice the difference between the scale, you're playing one note at a time and then going to the next note. With the chord, you're playing a group of notes at the same time.
Yes.
And so when they are played at the same time, they are stacked on top of each other on the staff. Alright, so that's my C major chord. Now, just like in the scale, I played the C first, then I went to D as my next note. Now I'm going to go to the D as well and create the chord based on D and based on the notes in the major scale. So if you notice the pattern with the C major chord, I am essentially playing every other note in the scale to form the
Right.
chord.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm going to use that same principle for the D chord, I'm going to have D, F, and A being played
Right.
together. So let's use that same principle and form the E chord. What are my three notes? E,
All right. Your three notes would be E, G,
and
B.
that's correct. Let's continue up the scale. Let's go to F. You already gave me that one as the primary
Yes.
chord.
F, A, and C.
Alright. And the G chord would be G, B, and D. What
G
about the A?
and right.
Good. Yeah, I skipped that one because you already told me that. So let's go to the A chord. What are the three notes now that we need for the A chord?
A,
Mm-hmm.
C,
And
and E.
good.
E
What
as in
about
egg.
right? What about the B chord?
The B chord. B,
Mm-hmm.
D,
And
and F.
good job.
Right.
Alright, so let me play these chords so you can hear how they sound. And I'm going to also just repeat the C chord at the end so that it sort of sounds like it's finished. You know? Now we can do the same thing with the bass clef again. So we go. So that's the C chord here. That's the D chord. And notice the same idea where we're doing every other note on the piano. I'm also skipping over every other note on the staff as well. So we do the line, so we do the space, then I skip the line, and I do the
Mm-hmm.
next space, then I skip the line, and I do the next space. Or if it
Mm-hmm.
starts on the line, I start with the line, then I skip the space, go to the line, skip the space. And another concept you will come upon is a concept called leisure line. So notice we had counted 5 lines originally.
Oh, those are the lines outside.
Right. Once you go outside, then they are called leisure lines. No, like
Okay.
in accounting, you
Yes.
used to have your general ledger and different ledgers. All right, and here we have A minor and B. See, so we have even two ledger lines above, and actually three ledger lines above. Don't worry about the ledger lines just yet. We'll get deeper into them as we go along. So let's hear what they sound like when they are played together. Alright, that's gonna be your second homework for this week. To play the diatonic chords in the key of C, and
Oh.
you can do the right hand first and then do the left hand and then try to put them together. It would be nice if I could hear it now though. I could evaluate.
I'm still trying.
But yeah, we'll have to stick with you sending in a recording.
Yes, because I did practice. I really did. I think I got it. And the finger movements, the finger fingerings. I think I got those. Think.
Okay,
Uh,
I'm gonna give you a little pattern to play. This is called, so let me give you, since you're an ardent student, I'm gonna give you a little pattern called, well, it's called chord progression. So when you play the chords in a specific order, and then that order or that pattern is repeated, that's known as a chord progression. So what we're going to be doing is, um, firstly, let me see if I can find the bar line. Bar lines, good. I'm gonna put a double bar line here. Okay. So normally a double bar line is like a full stop in a sentence. That's the end of the sentence. Alright? End of that musical idea. And now a fresh idea starts here. So, the pattern I want you to practice for me is this. You're going to play C chord, then the A chord, then the F chord, and then the G chord. Sorry, I'm trying to. So instead of having the zoom annotation, I'm going to put it as a staff text chord progression. Okay, so for my C chord, again, I'm not just going to play C alone. I'm going to play the entire chord, the three notes that work along with C. And the same thing for all of these. Let's put it on the bass clef as well. Now let's hear what that sounds like. And you can repeat that as much as you like. So this is a C chord. So that's your homework.
Okay.
So practice playing all the diatonic chords and then this chord progression. And usually, when they want something to be repeated, they end it with 2 dots. Alright, so you're going to repeat this as often as you like to complete this chord progression. Any questions?
Not yet.
Alright, so next class we will go in more in depth into chord progression. Of course, for our type of music
Okay.
that we play in church, we need to know a lot of chord progressions. And so this is why
Repeat that, Brother Andrew.
saying, well, for our type of music that we do in church, we need to know a lot of
Yes.
chord progressions. We play chords a lot. So,
Okay.
whereas we also need to have knowledge of written music on the staff, like I'm doing here, but we don't typically do a lot of classical music that is strictly written music in a lot of sense. So we will be spending time learning the theoretical aspect of music, but as we progress, we'll be doing a lot of chords and a lot of improvisation. But we'll also do some music reading and writing, just so that you're rounded.
Okay.
All right, and that's it for today. So I'll be listening out for
Yeah.
those recordings.
Should I do a video? See, you need to see my finger placement.
Yeah, that'd be good, so I can make sure your technique is right.
Is right. Yes. So I don't get comfortable with it. No problem. I'll send it. I'll send it shortly.
All right, not a problem.
Thank you.
Let me stop the screen share. Like I said, you can try to see if you can download this on your computer. Muse Score 3.
Sure. I downloaded it on my phone, but I can do it on my laptop as well.
Yeah, on the phone is a little different because the phone version, it limits you in terms of what you can do. So in terms of creating your own music and so on, if I give you an assignment to write out something, you're gonna have a challenge on the phone. On the phone, I think they design it mostly for you to listen to stuff rather than creating stuff. But on the computer, you're at liberty to create as much as you want.
Okay.
All right, so
Okay.
I
So,
am. Go ahead.
so just download it on my laptop and see how it
Yeah.
goes.
Come on, just let me know once you have it so we can start incorporating it into the lesson. I'll give you assignments and so on with it.